Yo, what's up guys? In this video, I thought I would show you something a little bit different. I want to show you basically what I've been working on for the past month or so. I have been trying to promote an Instagram growth service where basically I grow your account. Yeah, that's basically it. Like if you have a personal account you want to grow, or a niche account, or a online business or something like that, I basically have all these methods that I can use to grow the account so that you can just focus on posting. This is something that I have a lot of experience with. I never really talk about it, but it's something I did for a while. I stopped doing it for a while because Instagram kind of tightened up their regulations about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and it became much harder for me to do it back then, and I didn't feel like putting in the effort to learning all the new strategies. But now that I'm in Las Vegas and I have a somewhat stable job, and it unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, looks like I'm going to be here for a while, I have all of this money that I'm making from a full-time job, and I decided to invest that money into promoting this online service because it's something that I know a lot about, and it would be easy for me to get up and running. So in this video, I'm going to go over this little wireframe right here. That's what this is called, a wireframe. And just kind of explain a little bit about how I've been doing it. I'm going to show you the tools that I've been using, and I'm going to basically, I guess, just kind of give you a quick little update on what I've been doing. Okay, so basically the idea in a nutshell is that I want people to sign up for an Instagram growth service where we grow their account, we get them more followers, they're real followers, they're organic followers, they're actual people, these are not bots, we're not like paying for followers, which is fairly cheap if you actually decide to do that. I don't recommend that you do it. It fucks up your account. Don't do it. The best way to do it is to engage with other accounts that are interested in your type of content. So for example, if you're a fitness account, right? If your page is about fitness, and you should pick a niche for your page. Don't just have a bunch of random shit. If you have a niche for your page, let's say fitness, you identify other fitness accounts and you target their followers. And there's all these software tools that you can use to do that, but that's generally the idea. So you target their followers, you like their pictures, you follow them and then unfollow them later. You comment on their pictures, you view their stories, all this stuff to kind of get their attention so that when they check out your page, they follow you if they like your content, right? It's a numbers game. So these are all my kind of marketing strategies right here. So I'll just kind of go over them one by one. Right here where it says marketing partners, I used to be part of this, like, I don't want to say like underground, like spamming community, right? It's kind of like gray hat automation stuff. I won't show you what it is because it's a private community, unfortunately. So maybe if you message me privately, I can tell you, but in general, it's one of these communities where like if you are shown to be, if people find out that you're like talking about it, they kick you out. So unfortunately I can't talk about it. But anyway, there's a lot of really very talented, like for lack of a better explanation, high-level spammers in there. And I proposed a deal to them where I said, if you provide data to me, if you give me data, if you give me usernames, email addresses, and like all of these other metrics, I guess, of all of these people's accounts, and I close them on Instagram management, I will hire you to do the management for me, right? So these marketing partners, they essentially provide me with the leads, and I just have to contact and sell the leads. And then when I sell the leads, I hire the people who provided the data for me to do the actual work. So all they really have to do is provide the data, and then they get a drip of clients. So I've got a couple people who are providing this for me. I've got one who I'm working with, actually two that I'm working with full time. Well, one really, and the second one we're waiting to get started because I had an issue with the cold email campaigns. Now I'll show you the tools that I'm using for these cold email campaigns. I'm using two. I was using three. I guess I'll show you the third one also. The third one I don't really use anymore because this was like in the beginning of my journey and I kind of fucked it up because I didn't know what I was doing. But with stuff like this, like I've never really done mass marketing like this on this scale through email. So I knew I was going to make some mistakes, and, I didn't lose money. I mean, overall it's a net gain, but still you have to understand that like when you try stuff like this, when you experiment with new marketing strategies, there's a learning curve regardless of like how talented you are. So I'll go over this first one, right? Transmit via, this is like a mass emailing panel type of thing. Like this is the tool that you load I'm not using these terms correctly, but you load what's called an SMTP server, which is basically like a mail server, which is basically like a computer that is used only to send out massive amounts of email. So it's for spamming, basically. I mean, for cold email outreach, let's call it. It's not spamming. I'm not like sending Viagra links or something like that. So I have this list right here. This one is for makeup artists, and it is 67% done sending. I guess you can't see these stats unless I do it like this. Okay, so it's sent. This campaign has sent almost 12,000 emails. It's got about 573 open, so about 5% open rate. That's really bad, really bad. That's extremely low. And it's so low because of the mistakes that I made earlier. And almost a 6% bounce rate, which is like, if you're this needs to be under 1% to give you an idea. But at this point, like my service with them is almost out, and I just want to send these last couple of emails. But anyway, the point is that this service cost me $150 per month to do, and I've already signed up 2 clients from it. Even me having no idea what I was doing. Like from this, not this campaign per se, but like all these other campaigns that I have here, I've signed up 2 people from that. So like 2 people, I think they're paying $150 a month each. So it's $300. I basically made my money back and then made more. Plus the benefit of this strategy, this is one of the reasons why I chose this, is because this is recurring income. These people sign up for a month. Well, they sign up and they pay every month, basically, is the point, right? So like, obviously not everyone's going to stay on forever, but one of the requirements that I have here is that, oh, I didn't write this here. But anyway, one of the requirements is that it's recurring. I don't want people to just pay me once and then, you know, disappear. I want them to pay me every single month until they cancel the service. It's just a better business model, in my opinion. So anyway, this is one of the strategies that I'm using to do the cold outreach. This is, I bought this SMTP server. It was from this company called IP Warmup. All right, I'll show you them. I don't think they have an affiliate plan, unfortunately, but basically with this, you can purchase, oh, they have an IP Warmup service. Domain warmup. Let's check this out. Anyway, whatever. They have basically what's called a pre-warmed SMTP server, which is basically like, what's the issue is that if ISPs, if these internet service providers see that you're sending out massive amounts of email from a new domain, like from day one, like you buy a domain, you set up the SMTP server, and from day one you're sending out 10,000 emails a day, they're gonna be like, okay, this guy's a spammer, let's fucking cancel him. Or let's send all his emails to spam. Or let's, you know, tell these, I don't know, ISPs that like this guy's a spammer and that they should bounce his emails. So anyway, the point is that they provide a pre-warmed server where everything is already warmed up. Let's see how much this is. Does it say? No, it doesn't say. No hidden terms, no hidden costs. Contact us. We're not going to tell you how much it is. Anyway, I paid these guys. Their service is okay. I wasn't crazy about it. But anyway, I don't use this anymore. I just thought I'd go over it. Okay, the next service that I use is something called GMass, right? So GMass is a service where basically what you do is you create an email template. Okay, and I'll show you mine because I'm a cool guy. So I've got this email template right here, and you can see in the to field, basically what you do is you connect a spreadsheet through Google Spreadsheets, and the spreadsheet has, I'll show you one of mine, why not? I'm giving you guys a deep dive, right? So here's the makeup one, okay? So basically you create a spreadsheet, username, followers, followings, email, and then all of these are called merge tags, right? So basically what's a merge tag? Like username here, this is a merge tag. So GMass is going to load this entire template, and then it's going to plug in different values every time it sees a merge tag, right? So here where it says username, if we go over here, this one, username, it's going to plug in House of Sienna, right? Please don't spam these people, or I don't give a fuck what you do. House of Sienna, it's going to plug that in, right? And then where it says Bravo right here, it's going to type in congrats, keep it up, bravo, well done, blah, blah, blah. And the reason you do this is to keep your emails somewhat unique. You don't want to send the exact same email to every single person, because then it's going to look bad, right? Then you're more likely to get flagged for spam. Okay, so basically this is my cold outreach email for this. I've got all these links that I send, pages that I, you know, am involved with on some level, an article that I wrote about growing Instagram accounts, basically all this stuff, this like cold outreach where I'm like, hey, do you guys want to, you know, grow your Instagram account? And from the cold email, I've gotten, I think 10 clients, no, 9 clients from this over the course of a month. So cold email is effective. You know, it's a numbers game, so you have to scale it. It's not like everybody who you email is going to like be like, oh my God, thank you for emailing me. I would love to sign up. Let me pay double. So it doesn't work like that. GMass is, so I have the premium plan for 5 accounts. And I think they give you a deal if you sign up for 5, where it's like instead of $100 or instead of $20 a month per account, I think it's like 15. So I pay like $80 a month for this. I might actually end up canceling this because I'm using another service that does kind of the same thing, which I'll go over next. But what I've done here is, so this is my personal Gmail, right? I started out sending emails from my personal Gmail, but the issue is that if you get flagged for spam from your personal email, they shut your personal email down. Now, one thing that I've done to kind of make sure that doesn't happen, just move this over here so you can see, is that you can set the speed at which you send the emails per day. So I'm only sending 100 emails per day from this, right? And there's a pause between 1 and 5 minutes per email sent. So this is very like natural. This is a very natural looking rate at which emails are being sent. Okay, so this, I'm not sending out like 5,000 emails in 1 second, you know, with the click of a button. So it's like literally 1 email on an average of every 3 minutes, right? So like that's 5 hours. So 100 emails in 5 hours, that's like a human could do like 3 times that, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's what I have set up for my personal account. I just want to keep it safe. I could set it higher if I wanted to, and I did have it set higher, but a lot of my emails started going to spam, so I stopped doing that. Now, in addition to just my personal email, I also have other emails set up that are sending out, or sorry, other email accounts that are sending out emails from my website. Okay, so basically what I've done is that through GMass, you can connect your website and have you can use what's called the G Suite account, right? Which is like Gmail for business. In case you guys don't know about that, like I'll go to gsuite.com. Yeah, so G Suite, this is like professional email with more options and more like features than your basic Gmail account, right? So I've got a bunch of email accounts, right? All of these plus about, I think 5 more. And basically what I did is, I'll show you my website, igpromote.com. I've created these separate email accounts on this, through this domain, right? And I'm using G Suite, or basically Gmail accounts, to send these emails, right? So let's look at my website. Pretty slick. I bought this theme. I still need to change this. It's not iPromo, it's IG Promote. I've got a couple pages here. Most of this is a template, right? I didn't like design this from scratch. This is a WordPress template that I bought for like 70 bucks. I did plug in some of the values here. This is all just kind of like from the theme itself. Contact form right here, what our clients say, blah, 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 organic growth FAQ. So I think this is very important to have on a page like this, where the clients are going to have a lot of questions. So anytime I get a new lead that I think is a valuable lead and they have questions, I say like, okay, like, you know, I answer the question and then I say, oh, make sure you check out igpromote.com and read the FAQ, right? So this has a lot of answers to the questions about the actual service itself. If you guys are interested in that, definitely go check it out. Just scroll down a little bit on the page. Now, in addition to the organic growth, which is basically the strategy that I mentioned earlier, where you engage with followers of similar accounts, I also have a mass DM service, right? Where basically I have a marketing partner who controls, I don't know, like freaking 10,000 Instagram accounts and sends out massive amounts of DMs per day, right? I'll show you guys, and there's an FAQ here. You guys can read that if you want. Let's look at the pricing page. I have packages that go up to, I think, 30,000 DMs per day. Yeah, this one, DM Ultimate, right? 30,000 DMs per day to the target audience that you identify, right? Now, these services are designed to gain followers. I'm going to go over in a later, like in a couple of minutes, how I'm using this to actually market this service. Actually just started today, but we'll go over that later. I'm using this one, the massive one. Okay, it's not cheap, but you know, the way that I see any of this marketing stuff is that if I make my money back in the first month, it's worth it. Because if I get, oh shit, anyway, let's say it cost me $1,000. If I get $1,000 worth of clients, which is 6 clients in a month from this strategy, then it's already paid for itself. Plus I get a lot of followers. Plus, you know, this is recurring income, right? This is not like just a one-off payment. Okay, so anyway, I've got all of these email accounts set up, and you can see here, these are like results of previous sends. I had this set to 100 emails a day also. I had it set to more. If we scroll down here, it was sending 200, but when I started sending 200, I noticed that a lot of these emails started going to spam. So the problem is that if you have, like, if I have a list here of 3,300 emails, right? But it gets a 10% open rate. That's only 300 people that are reading my emails, and it's only people who are checking their spam folder. And like, if you check your spam folder and you see a promotional email in there, even if it's a legit email, you're just going to think it's spam because it's in your spam folder. But if it goes to your inbox, it's going to seem more legitimate, right? So the point is that I know I need to do something to reduce the amount of emails that are going to my spam folder, or the amount of emails that I'm sending that are going to other people's spam folder. That is a huge, huge, huge part of having successful cold email marketing. So what I did is I signed up for this other tool called Lemlist. Okay, now Lemlist is similar to Gmass in that it integrates with your email account. You can set up campaigns and use the merge tags and blah, 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 all that stuff. But they have a really cool service here called Email Warmup, right? Which is essentially, they've got a network. Basically everybody who has an account with Lemlist, this email warm-up service is something that everybody who's a customer sends emails to each other. And if any of the emails go to the spam folder, they click this button that says, like, where is it? So if we go to spam, we go here, they click this button that says report not spam. And they click also this button that's like important, right? Conversation is marked as important. And they also reply to the email. I think I've got like, so I've got a, what's it called? Like a tab here, Lemwarm, right? So these are all, I started this like 2 days ago. These are all the emails that it's been sending. See, it's already sent 87 emails through this Lemwarm program. And this is from my personal Gmail. So this is not like, you know, this does not need that much work, because I'm actually most of the time using this for legitimate purposes. Well, I guess cold email marketing is legitimate purposes too. But if we look at, what is this one? Stewie at igpromote.com. Okay, so we look over here, Lemwarm, right? This has sent also 86 emails in the past few days. Okay, so this is emails that I'm sending to other users. They're sending them to me. And that's basically it. So yeah, and then some of them are actually replied to, right? Like I sent this guy an email, you know, through this app, and then he responded with, and it's all just nonsense here. What does it say? If this was somewhat unclear, the powerful camel reveals itself as an adaptable apple. Like, what the fuck does that even mean? It doesn't mean anything, but the point is just warm up the account. So if we look at this one, Stewie at igpromote.com, Lemuel has sent 46 emails in the last 14 days. I don't think that's accurate, because if we look here, this is that same account, right? There's already 86. Or is this me sending it to myself? No, it's not. Okay, so that's me sending it to someone, and this is someone sending it to me. All right, so these are tagged separately. See where it says me here? That means that I sent it, and this other guy's name means that he sent it to me. They're just all kind of categorized in this Lemwarm category or label or whatever it's called. Okay, so 46 emails. Let's take a look. 13 have been sent to spam, or sorry, saved from spam. See where it says here, saved from spam. So this is a very useful tool, and this will kind of enable you to get a very high inboxing rate for your cold email campaigns. Now I have paused the outreach on these accounts right now, because what they recommend for the warm-up period is that you let it go for at least a week before you start doing promotional emails. So for now, I'm just gonna let it chill, but you can see the rate of spam is already going down, right? This is not, I think it still needs to update today, this thing. but you can see like all these emails went to spam on the first day, and then on the second day, a lot less went there. Although the inbox, this number is also smaller. But I expect that when that updates, the ratio will also be smaller as well. So anyway, the point is that I use this tool also. I'm expecting this to be very good. Now, if we look back at the strategy, that's basically that. Okay, we've got the marketing providers provide the data. I've got the cold email campaigns. I showed you all the 3 tools that I use. Now we're going to look at PyGambot. Okay, so PyGambot, this is a tool that I've been involved with for a very long time. I wrote this article on my blog that you can check it out. I'll leave a link right here, but let's go to my blog really quick. StuartOden.com, get clients with PyGambot. So back when I used to live in New York, I wrote this article because I had just kind of gotten out of cryptocurrency scene, which I was also involved with for a very long time. Most of you don't know that, but I was. And I got out of that because Bitcoin crashed. And I was like, all right, fuck this, I'm out. Although I should have stayed in it now that I think about it, but that's another story for another time. And that's when I got into this Instagram management. So I wrote this article after using this tool, after finding this tool on the same forum, the like spammer forum that I mentioned earlier, or automation forum, I should say. And I found this tool because somebody had said like, oh, I used like PyGambot to get all my clients. It was like a thread about how I got all my clients, not me, somebody else. And they're like, whoa, what tool did you use? And someone said PyGambot. So anyway, I looked up this tool, PyGambot. And what is PyGambot? It is basically a contact form submitter. So it scrapes search engines for websites and finds their contact page, where it says like contact us, like did I close my page here? Like this, where is it? This is a contact form, right? So it scrapes the page and, or scrapes the site, finds the contact form and fills out the contact form automatically with like a pre-formed message, right? So like, here's the tool, StuartIGpromoter.net. This is a different site because I don't want to spam my main site. Fake phone number right here, subject line, and then the message, which is the same as the message that I mentioned earlier. So the point is that PyGambot is a very effective tool because essentially what ends up happening is that when you use this tool to contact people, because it goes through the contact form on their website, they're more likely to read the email, or so they say, right? What actually ends up happening is a lot of shit goes to spam, because if you look at mine right here, every email that I have that says my blog right here, this is from the contact form on my website, not from my not from IG Promote, but from my Stuart Oden blog. Okay, and I have these go to spam. I like generally don't read these. Occasionally I do, because I know I use PyGambot and I know how it works. So I'm kind of just curious to see what other people are promoting. But in general, I don't really pay much attention to them because I know that it's probably just somebody using PyGambot or a similar tool to fucking spam the internet like I'm doing. So basically what I do is I send this out, and PyGambot is very effective. I've gotten 2 clients through PyGambot in the past month for doing this, but back when I was really doing this strategy and I was really trying to grow these Instagram accounts, I got like 40 clients in a month from using this. And I explain how to use the tool. It's very complex. There's a learning curve. It's not easy to use. I explain everything on this in this article right here. It's very well written. As you can see, it's very long. It's very good. I'm an amazing writer. I'm not trying to brag, just fucking stating facts right here. It's very long, very detailed. I explain literally everything, how I do it. I've got my I've got like this right here. This is like the actual emails that I would send to people. Okay, so definitely go check that out if you're interested in this at all. It's a great article. I love PyGambot. I've got the lifetime license right now. I've got a ton of videos on how to use PyGambot. I've got a full course on how to use PyGambot. All the stuff that you guys don't know, because I never really talk about it on this channel, because this is like a fitness channel, right? But I've got a lot of online courses also for marketing that I never promoted, never did anything with. But anyway, it's another topic for another time. Okay, so PyGambot. Let's actually start this bad boy up right now. I've got a campaign loaded in here. I've got 9. So basically, I've got, after using this tool for as long as I've been using it, I've got almost 3.5 million contact pages that I just kind of reuse for campaigns. So I've loaded 100,000 of them into the tool right now. I've got my form right here that I'm going to send out, and then I'm just going to click the start button. It's going to ask me how many threads I want to run, which is basically like how many instances do I want to do this at the same time with. So I'm going to pick 15 because I want this to be done by the time I get home. And here we go. Now it's going to go, right? So it's going to post. And then the success rate for this is about 25%. So like a lot of people, when they ask me about this tool, they're like, what's your conversion rate for PygonBot? And it's like, bro, you understand that every day I'm attempting to fill out 100,000 contact pages. Like, who the fuck cares what my conversion rate is? Like, am I getting leads from, like, this is not, it's not Facebook ads. You know what I mean? I've got the lifetime license. I can run this shit all the time if I want to, you know what I mean? So I'm not concerned about that. I'm not paying per click, you know what I mean? So I just prefer this way better. Facebook ads just kind of makes me nervous. You know, it's like I paid all this money. I didn't get anything from it. I didn't learn anything from it. You know, I don't know. I don't want to deal with that learning curve yet. This to me is just much more efficient. Okay, so we're going to let that run. And then let's take a look back at this right here. And then we've got, okay, so hair straightener clients. I've got one girl who signed up for the package, right, that I sold a hair straightener to. So basically, where are my business cards? Whatever. Anyway, I had a bunch of business cards printed out through Vistaprint, I think. Got some pretty decent cards. I don't have them like handy to show you, but I've got a bunch of business cards and I hand them out to everybody who buys a flat iron from me or anything from me or anybody I have a connection with at the mall, which is where I work 2 days on, 1 day off. So I've got one girl who signed up through there. And basically the point is that, oh, okay, and I guess we'll talk about the DM service, right? So the same strategy that I mentioned earlier about targeting people who are interested in similar accounts to what you have, that can also be done, but instead of engaging with them by viewing their stories and all that stuff, you can actually just send them a DM, right? And this is my friend who's got a bazillion accounts, and I'm currently doing the plan to send out 10,000 messages per day. Yes, 10,000 messages per day. That is... It's as insane as it sounds. Today is actually the first day that it started, and my phone is already blowing up with notifications. Unfortunately, most of the people who fucking message me are like random Indians or Africans who are like, hello, sir, I want to grow my Instagram. And I'm like, okay, cool. It's $150 a month. I'm like, what? I have to pay for it? That's not good. I don't like it. Hate Indian people. No, I don't hate them. I just hate interacting with them. If in like a business situation, they're the worst. Africans are cool, they're just broke. Okay, so I've got all these strategies, send everything to the website. People who end up purchasing, I send them to a service provider. So I'm not actually doing any of the work to grow the account. Okay, that was one of my requirements here. Okay, I wanted it to be scalable. I wanted to have a low time investment and also a low financial footprint. Regarding the low time investment, that means that I do not want to sit there and fucking manage all these people's accounts. I do not want to do it. I tried that in the past. Learning curve is gigantic. I have absolutely no desire to do it, and I suck at it, and I don't want to learn how to do it because I don't want to be on the computer all day, every day, managing these people's accounts. I'd rather just pay somebody to do it, which is what I'm doing now. So I've got my service provider, who is usually the marketing partner, unless I get the clients from PygonBot or from my hair straightener clients, in which case I just use an independent service provider, which is a little bit cheaper, although I might stop doing that. I need to wait a little bit longer and see how the results compare. Okay, and in terms of the low financial footprint, the reason that basically I want this to be a low cost, recurring, something that people can easily forget about. Okay, so that's another thing that's very important with businesses like this, which is that when you sign people up, if they're constantly getting notifications of them paying you, they're always going to check it, right? I want them to sign up and I want them to forget that they signed up, really. I want to grow their account. I'm going to do a good job. I'm going to deliver what I promised I'm going to deliver, but I want it to be like at the back of their mind, if it's in their mind at all, that they're paying me every month for this. I don't want them to think about it. If they think about it, they're going to think about canceling it, right? Not because it's bad, but they're going to think about it and they're going to think, do I really need that? Well, and if people are experiencing like a little bit of a pinch in terms of income, then marketing, unfortunately, is one of the first things to go. And since this style of marketing, growing an Instagram account, is not directly getting them clients, directly making them more money, like lead generation or like sales, for example, they're likely to consider canceling it. Unfortunately, it's just the nature of the game. Nothing you can do about that. So 12 clients in 30 days, average of $150 a client. Let's show you guys a little bit of proof. I use Pay Facile whoops, pay fast for it's a Stripe integration. Stripe is a payment processor, and this is a what's it called? This is a because Stripe is really hard to use for some reason, and it doesn't let you set up subscription payments easily. I don't know why. It's this complex payment processor, but you can't set up a simple subscription payment. It's what the fuck, dude? I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway, I pay these guys $30 a month to do this. Okay, so I've had payment volume $1,800, 12 successful payments. That means 12 clients, average of $150 a month. This is I really honestly don't understand this graph, I guess. So blue is 2 payments and payment volume. Oh, okay, I get it. All right, so this is the amount in dollars, and so the red is the amount in dollars, and the blue is the number of payments. Now, one thing I have to say is that just because this number says 1,800, I have a lot of expenses right now. The service providers that I pay them basically 50% of whatever the management is, or whatever the sale is. So that cuts this number in half, money to my pocket. And then the original service providers that I signed up with, I'm paying way more, unfortunately, but that'll change next month. So we can assume basically half of this is profit, although it will be more afterwards once I tighten everything up. But this whole 30-day thing, this was kind of just me using the shotgun method and saying I want to grow this thing as fast as possible. I don't mind to break even or even lose money initially, because this is recurring income. Okay, this is, again, like I said, I'm not buying it for $1 and selling it for 50 cents. I'm buying it for $1 and then selling it for $1 every month. You know what I mean? Recurring. No commitment, right? But anyway, that is basically it. I thought I would show you guys this because this is what I'm working on right now. I don't know if this is interesting to any of you guys. I'm going to leave a bunch of links in the description for PyGambot, for all of these other services that I use, for my service, in case any of you are interested or want to sign up. If you are, let me know, leave me a comment. Anybody interested in this marketing stuff? I don't know. If you are, let me know what you think about that. If you have any questions, hit me up. Peace.